If you're a diehard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. The Cleveland Browns have reportedly orchestrated one of the most surprising and covert moves in recent NFL history, a maneuver that has left fans, analysts, and rival teams scrambling to piece together exactly what happened behind closed doors. According to sources close to the organization, the team executed a trade involving quarterback Joe Flacco, a player whose career has been marked by both moments of brilliance and stretches of inconsistency, making this transaction an especially audacious gamble. The details of the trade are still shrouded in secrecy, with insiders suggesting that the Browns have managed to secure terms that are as financially advantageous as they are strategically bold, a combination that has rarely been seen in league transactions of this magnitude. Observers are pointing out that the timing of the deal raises questions about internal dynamics within the Browns roster, as well as potential shifts in coaching strategy, suggesting that this move could signal a larger restructuring of the team's offensive philosophy. Flacco, whose presence has often been polarizing among fan circles, is now at the center of speculation regarding how he might fit into his new team system and what role he will play in the upcoming season. Analysts have begun to dissect potential matchups and offensive schemes, attempting to forecast the ripple effects that this trade could generate across the league. There's an undeniable sense of intrigue surrounding the motivations behind the Browns' front office, and insiders hint that this deal was months in the making, meticulously planned to catch the league off guard. Rumors suggest that negotiations were conducted with extreme discretion, with only a handful of executives aware of the impending announcement until the final hours before it became public knowledge. Sources indicate that Flacco's trade was the culmination of a series of strategic conversations within the Browns' management circle, discussions that reportedly involved not only player performance metrics, but also broader considerations such as salary cap implications, fan engagement strategies, and long-term competitive positioning. The complexity of these negotiations highlights a level of organizational planning that some analysts argue could redefine how the Browns are perceived in the NFL hierarchy, portraying them not merely as reactive participants in the league, but as architects of a bold, proactive vision. Speculation has arisen around which team Flacco is headed to, with insiders providing conflicting clues that only add to the suspense, fueling a media storm in which every leak, real or fabricated, is dissected and analyzed across sports networks and social media platforms. Fans have taken to forums and social media channels, debating the potential impact of Flacco's departure on team morale, leadership dynamics, and locker room chemistry, highlighting the multifaceted repercussions of a single trade in today's hyper-connected sports environment. Observers note that the Browns' apparent willingness to engage in a high-stakes transaction reflects a broader trend in professional football, where calculated risks and unconventional strategies are increasingly employed as tools to secure competitive advantage. While the exact financial and contractual elements of the trade remain undisclosed, speculation suggests that the deal might include conditional draft picks or player swaps that could reverberate across multiple seasons, shaping not just immediate lineups, but also long-term franchise planning. Analysts are particularly interested in whether Flacco's new environment will allow him to rediscover the form that once made him a Super Bowl MVP, or if the change of scenery will signal the beginning of a transitional phase in his career, which could have lasting implications for both his personal legacy and the strategic direction of the Browns' front office. The cloak of secrecy surrounding the trade has intensified the narrative, as every insider rumor is scrutinized for clues, and the absence of official confirmation only amplifies the sense of drama, creating a story that feels more like a thriller than a routine personnel update. Ultimately, the unfolding situation encapsulates the unpredictable nature of NFL transactions, where behind-the-scenes maneuvers can ignite widespread speculation and alter the trajectory of entire franchises in a matter of hours. The timing of this trade has led many observers to speculate on its potential impact on the Browns' preseason preparations, as quarterback consistency is often a critical factor in establishing offensive rhythm and developing player chemistry. Flacco, whose career has been punctuated by both remarkable playoff performances and periods of inconsistent execution, presents a unique variable in this equation, prompting questions about how quickly his new team can integrate him into a game plan designed for different personnel and tactical approaches. Sources suggest that coaching staff may have anticipated this move for months, developing contingency strategies that allow for rapid adjustment to the new roster configuration, including modified practice routines, alternative play-calling strategies, and tailored quarterback-centered drills. Fans are closely monitoring these developments, sharing their theories on social media platforms and sports forums, with speculation ranging from potential starting roles to situational deployments that could maximize Flacco's strengths while minimizing exposure to risk. The trade also ignites debate regarding the Browns' long-term quarterback strategy, particularly in the context of ongoing discussions about draft prospects, free agency targets, and internal development of younger talent. Analysts point out that the move could be interpreted as both a short-term tactical maneuver and a strategic investment in future flexibility, reflecting a nuanced approach to roster management. Industry insiders are emphasizing that trades of this nature often carry psychological and morale-related consequences within the team, influencing not only performance outcomes, but also internal cohesion, communication, and leadership dynamics. The underlying narrative of secrecy and surprise amplifies the story, lending it an air of cinematic tension that captivates fans and commentators alike, highlighting the intricate interplay between strategic planning, risk management, and the inherent unpredictability of professional football. Insiders indicate that the Browns' decision to trade Joe Flacco may have been influenced by an array of factors extending beyond immediate performance metrics, including off-field considerations, contractual negotiations, and subtle signals from team leadership regarding future ambitions. Observers note that Flacco's personal brand and media presence contribute to a complex calculus in which public perception intersects with competitive strategy, shaping not only how the trade is framed externally, but also how it is managed internally. Analysts are speculating that the move could recalibrate the quarterback hierarchy in the league, prompting rival teams to reassess their own strategies in response to the sudden availability of a seasoned signal caller with playoff experience. There is also discussion regarding the potential ripple effects on team culture, particularly in terms of mentorship, dynamics, locker room influence, and the integration of emerging talent into leadership roles, with insiders suggesting that this trade may represent a deliberate effort to recalibrate both on-field performance and off-field cohesion. Fans are interpreting various social media cues, cryptic posts, and insider comments to construct competing narratives, illustrating the participatory nature of modern sports journalism, where rumor and speculation intertwine to generate a compelling and constantly evolving storyline. Observers emphasize that the Browns' front office appears to be orchestrating this trade not merely as a transactional maneuver, but as a signal to the league, indicating strategic boldness, operational sophistication, and a willingness to embrace high-stakes risk as a pathway to competitive prominence. Meanwhile, analysts dissect potential matchups, evaluating Flacco's fit in different offensive systems and theorizing how his unique skill set could influence game outcomes in ways that are both measurable and intangible, further heightening the suspense surrounding this development. The combination of secrecy, strategic foresight, and market-shaking potential renders this trade one of the most captivating narratives in recent memory, ensuring that the conversation around it will continue to dominate sports discourse for weeks, if not months, to come. While the financial details remain largely confidential, insiders speculate that the trade could involve a combination of draft picks, future conditional clauses, and player exchanges that would provide the Browns with flexibility and strategic leverage in upcoming seasons. This level of sophistication in structuring deals is increasingly characteristic of elite NFL organizations, where creative management of assets and careful anticipation of rival responses can translate into competitive advantage and long-term stability. Analysts have emphasized that trades of this nature often trigger cascading effects across the league, prompting other teams to reevaluate roster priorities, salary allocations, and tactical planning in response to newly available talent and altered competitive dynamics. Fans are intensely dissecting every element of the rumor, debating the wisdom of the move, projecting potential scenarios, and constructing hypothetical lineups that incorporate Flacco's strengths, highlighting the participatory and interactive nature of contemporary sports engagement. There is a growing sense that this trade may not only impact on-field performance, but also shape the cultural narrative of the Browns organization, signaling ambition, adaptability, and a willingness to challenge conventional wisdom in pursuit of both short-term victories and long-term sustainability. The secrecy surrounding negotiations has fostered an atmosphere of suspense and speculation, with insiders hinting at carefully timed disclosures, strategic media leaks, and controlled narrative framing as part of a broader effort to maximize both tactical advantage and public engagement. Analysts are particularly interested in the psychological dimensions of the trade, including how Flacco's arrival or departure could influence morale, leadership dynamics, and the integration of younger players into competitive roles. Ultimately, the Browns' maneuver exemplifies the multifaceted considerations that underpin high-stakes professional sports transactions, blending financial acumen, strategic insight, and narrative control in a way that keeps the league, fans, and media on edge. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Rumors suggest that Flacco's departure may be part of a larger pattern of transformation within the Browns organization, reflecting a willingness to reevaluate traditional hierarchies, experiment with roster composition, and embrace unconventional approaches to competitive advantage. Sources indicate that front office deliberations included not only performance metrics and tactical assessments, but also in-depth consideration of player psychology, team culture, and long-term developmental trajectories, highlighting a level of sophistication and management strategy that extends far beyond conventional evaluations. Fans and commentators are closely monitoring these developments, dissecting cryptic statements, tracking insider leaks, and projecting potential outcomes, illustrating the symbiotic relationship between rumor generation, media coverage, and fan engagement in contemporary sports discourse. Analysts note that such moves often carry dual significance, offering both immediate operational benefits and signaling longer-term strategic intentions to league competitors, media, and stakeholders, thereby amplifying the narrative impact of the trade. The covert nature of the negotiations has fueled speculation regarding the motivations, timing, and potential ripple effects of the transaction, encouraging both skepticism and excitement among observers. Some insiders hint that Flacco's new team may offer a system more suited to his skills, potentially revitalizing his career and providing a dramatic storyline that intertwines personal redemption with organizational strategy. Meanwhile, the Browns' maneuver is generating a broader conversation about risk tolerance, market acumen, and leadership boldness within professional football, inviting debate over the boundaries between conventional decision-making and audacious innovation. Ultimately, the unfolding story exemplifies the complex interplay between performance, perception, and strategic foresight, demonstrating how a single trade can catalyze discussions that resonate across the entire league ecosystem. Sources indicate that the decision to trade Flacco was influenced by both quantitative analysis and qualitative judgment, encompassing statistical performance metrics, injury history, situational adaptability, and leadership qualities, as well as intangible factors such as locker room presence, mentorship potential, and alignment with organizational culture. Analysts emphasize that the integration of these multifaceted considerations reflects a trend in elite sports management, where decisions are rarely driven solely by numbers, but by a holistic understanding of competitive ecosystems, team dynamics, and strategic imperatives. Fans and media outlets have responded with fervent speculation, parsing every available clue, cross-referencing past performance, and projecting potential outcomes in an effort to predict the consequences of the trade for both the Browns and Flacco personally. Insiders suggest that the move may also be intended to signal organizational ambition, recalibrate internal expectations, and reshape the public narrative surrounding team identity and leadership philosophy. Meanwhile, speculation is mounting about the implications for the upcoming season, including offensive efficiency, player morale, coaching strategies, and broader league positioning, highlighting the wide-ranging impact of a single high-profile transaction. The covert nature of the deal has amplified its intrigue, with deliberate timing, controlled information releases, and selective leaks designed to maximize both strategic advantage and media attention. Analysts and fans alike are engaging in scenario modeling, constructing hypothetical lineups, and debating tactical implications, demonstrating the participatory dimension of contemporary sports fandom. Ultimately, the Browns' maneuver is being interpreted as a calculated risk, blending ambition, foresight, and narrative control in a manner that reinforces the team's position as a dynamic and unpredictable actor within the NFL landscape. Speculation regarding Joe Flacco's immediate role following the trade has intensified, with insiders hinting at multiple scenarios ranging from starting quarterback responsibilities to specialized situational deployments that leverage his strengths while minimizing exposure to high-risk plays. Analysts are dissecting past performances, injury patterns, and strategic tendencies to forecast potential success rates, while fans engage in debates over social media and forum platforms, contributing to a dynamic and ever-evolving narrative. Observers emphasize that the timing of the trade could have significant implications for preseason preparation, team chemistry, and the establishment of offensive rhythm, given the critical importance of quarterback consistency in both practice and competitive settings. Meanwhile, sources suggest that coaching staff may have anticipated multiple contingencies, preparing a range of adaptive strategies designed to maximize the benefits of Flacco's integration while mitigating potential disruptions. The broader league is closely monitoring the situation, evaluating competitive implications, roster adjustments, and strategic responses that could reverberate beyond the immediate teams involved. Fan engagement has reached a fever pitch, with speculative analyses, mock rosters, and potential scenario projections dominating social media conversations, illustrating the intersection of rumor, narrative, and community participation. Analysts note that the psychological and leadership dimensions of Flacco's role will be crucial, as his experience, communication style, and on-field decision-making could influence both individual performance and team cohesion. The combination of secrecy, strategic foresight, and high-stakes risk has rendered this transaction a focal point of discussion, ensuring sustained interest and debate across multiple platforms in the lead-up to the season. Industry insiders suggest that the Browns' trade of Flacco may signal a broader shift in the organization's philosophy, reflecting a commitment to calculated risk-taking, adaptive strategy, and proactive roster management that extends beyond traditional transactional norms. Analysts highlight that trades of this magnitude often serve dual purposes, optimizing immediate performance while signaling strategic intentions to competitors, stakeholders, and media, creating both tangible and symbolic value. Fans are actively engaged in decoding these signals, constructing competing narratives, and projecting potential outcomes, demonstrating how rumor and speculation have become integral components of contemporary sports discourse. Observers also point to the potential long-term implications, including adjustments to player development strategies, draft priorities, and competitive positioning, underscoring the multifaceted impact of high-profile transactions. The clandestine nature of negotiations has intensified the intrigue, as selective information releases and controlled leaks generate suspense and engagement across media channels. Analysts and fans alike are exploring diverse hypothetical scenarios, from on-field performance metrics to broader cultural and psychological ramifications, highlighting the layered complexity of the situation. Meanwhile, discussions regarding the optimal utilization of Flacco's skills, leadership attributes, and experience are ongoing, emphasizing both immediate tactical considerations and strategic vision for the organization. In sum, the Browns' maneuver exemplifies the interplay of secrecy, strategic audacity, and narrative control in shaping league perceptions and fan engagement, creating a story that resonates far beyond the confines of a single transaction. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!